know what are your impressions about the organization, the participants, everything?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's been an amazing conference so far with excellent organization. Everything worked perfectly. I'm really happy to be here, and I particularly enjoyed the stage. It was a really, really cool scene, so I'm really happy for that.
Thank you. Can you tell us, let's imagine the situation. The technical debt already exists in a company. What are the first steps to take to resolve the problem, and who should take the responsibility for that?
All right, so it's quite a common situation, and most organizations, they have more technical debt than they are capable of dealing with, so it's important to prioritize it really, really hard. So what I recommend is always to measure and base your decisions on data. And what you want to do is to identify the technical debt that matters the most, where you pay the highest interest rate.
And to start from it.
Yeah, that's you should prioritize. That's the only way you're going to be able to deal with it.
And who should take the responsibility for that first step? Who should take the initiative?
So you need, for smaller cases, we developers can definitely do it. And that should be within our responsibilities and capabilities to do so. For larger and more problematic cases, you definitely need a management buy-in, because it's going to be expensive and it's going to be an investment that you have to do. So you need to involve management in that process too.
Yes, I understand. Okay, you studied psychology and engineering. That is quite interesting. Tell us, where do you see a bond between those two fields of studies?
Yeah, so the reason I started to study psychology was because I'd, at that point in time, been working 10 years in the IT industry. And if you work for 10 years in the IT industry, you see so much madness. And I want to kind of understand, how can it be that so smart people make so incredibly stupid decisions? So that's why I picked up psychology. And I think that psychology has a lot to teach our traditional technical field. Because psychology is about us people, how we think, how we reason, how we solve problems, and also how we work with others. So an introductory course to psychology is something I actually recommend to every single software developer.
Great. And can you tell us, if you go back to the past, do you have any career mistakes, and what would you advise your younger self if you could do that?
Wow, yeah, so yes, I had lots of career mistakes. I also managed to do some things right, which is good. But I think the major mistake my younger self did was that he thought that you can sell a technical solution by selling the technology. And you always have the political dimension too, unfortunately, in organizations, and that's something I learned much, much later in my career, that in order to sell a particular solution, you're not selling the solution. The technology is just an enabler, and you need to sell the future that it enables. So that's definitely the advice I will give to my younger self.
And finally, can you give some advice for the Serbian IT community?
Yeah, sure. So we're working in a field that's moving really, really fast, and I met a lot of skilled people here. So what I would recommend is that don't focus so much on individual technologies. You will have to learn new stuff all the time. So invest in learning to learn. That's the best advice I can give you. Learn to learn.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me here. It's been a pleasure. Thanks.